Okay, so Anthropic has just released their two new models. This is Claude Sonnet 4, which is their general LLM model. And then they've also got Claude Opus 4, which is their coding and reasoning model. And they claim that this is the best model on the market at the moment, specifically in the coding area. So what I want to do in this video is test this against the other two main reasoning models and see what sort of outcomes we get. So that's Gemini 2.5 Pro, and we've also got OpenAI's 03 or O3, however you say that. And we're going to give them three different tasks, and we're going to see the outcomes across all of the models and see how quickly they do them and what quality of responses they give us back as well. So just before we get into that, let's just jump over to Anthropic's website here just to run through some of the things that they claim about this new model. So if we scroll down, they're saying it's got extended thinking with tool use. It's got new model capabilities. Both models can use tools in parallel, follow instructions more precisely, and when given access to local files by developers, demonstrate significantly improved memory capabilities. Now, this is obviously some more advanced stuff. They will not be testing on this. We'll just be testing the general interface or the chat interface, like the normal LLMs that people use daily. It's also got Claude Code is now generally available, new API capabilities. So Claude 4, if we just scroll down here through all this information, Claude Opus 4 is our most powerful model yet and the best coding model in the world, or so they claim, leading on SWE bench 72.5% and terminal bench 43.2%. So I'm not too sure what this means, but I'm guessing it's some sort of benchmark where you can measure what they're talking about here. But if we scroll down, there's actually some more graphs here where they're comparing the other models. So they're saying in terms of accuracy, software engineering, this has got Opus 4 has got 72.5%, and then Sonnet 4, 72.7%. Sonnet 3.7, 62. And then we've got like OpenAI's Codex, which is a completely different model. We won't be testing that one today. And then it's got OpenAI 03. So it's basically saying that it's better than all of these, even the Sonnet 4 version compared to the Opus 4. If we scroll down, it's just saying the same thing here. And it's just got more stuff about model improvements. So looks like it's created a Pokemon game here, which is something we'll be trying to do in this video as well. So let's jump back and see the test that we're going to do on this video. So the first thing that we're going to try and do is create a product landing page. And we're going to give it that prompt and we'll show you that in the next slide. So that'll be the first one we're going to try. And the next thing we're going to try and do is create a side-scrolling game. And what I want to do with these is just keep them all on a single page HTML document. And you'll see the prompt in more detail, but I want to keep it as simple as possible just to see what we get back. And then lastly, we're going to try and create an N8N workflow and just see if we can copy and paste it into N8N and get it working. Obviously, we'll need to change some details within N8N, like if it uses Google Drive, we need to just update some of the credentials and stuff. But three simple prompts that we're going to give it, and we're going to put it across all three of the models, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. So I've just got the three of them set up here. So on the left, we've got ChatGPT's 03 up the top left here. Then we've got Gemini's 2.5 Pro preview in the middle. And then we've got the new Claude here, which is Claude Opus number 4. And all of these are paid plans. I think they're all roughly about the same, about $20 a month, depending on what one it is. For these models, at least, you can go higher in some of them and get like the advanced features in Gemini or even the pro plans in ChatGPT, which is like $200 a month. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to just put them in and we're going to watch it go. So let's jump over to the first prompt and we can see what that looks like. Okay, so here we are at the first prompt, and this one is the test to create a product landing page. So I'll briefly run over this and won't bore you with all the details here, but what we're going to do is copy this and paste it into the three models. So we're asking it to create a complete high converting landing page for a product called EcoFlow Ultra Bottle. This is just completely made up. A smart self-cleaning water bottle. Then we've got some product highlights, so just some benefits and features that it does. We've also got audience here, so health-conscious professionals and fitness enthusiasts, aged 25 to 45. We've got what the landing page must include, so that's different sections, like benefits we can see here, FAQs, final call to action. And then the technical requirements is output must be in a single HTML file. All styling should be internal via style tags. JavaScript is allowed, but only if it adds meaningful UI enhancements. So like it says here, like a sticky nav or smooth scroll, for example. It also says do not use external files or frameworks because I want to test it actually writing the code itself. The design should feel modern, minimal, clean, and mobile friendly. And then you can add comments throughout the code to explain the structure. So what we're going to do is copy this and paste it into the 3 models now. Okay, so it's pasted in all 3 of the models, and let's get them all running. So I'm just going to click go on all of these, and we can see them do their thing. Okay, so it looks like Gemini has done first. So that was the quickest out of the 3 of them. GPT is still going, and so is Claude at the moment. So let's see which one of these finishes first. Okay, it looks like GPT is now finished as well. That was maybe like 15 to 20 seconds more than Gemini. Claude is still going. I think this seems to be building a full website with nav bars and stuff. It looks like it's going into a lot of detail. So we will see in a second what these look like, and then we can get a quick comparison. Okay, Claude is finished, and it's actually gave us the preview directly on here, but what we're going to do is copy it, and this actually does look quite good already. But what I'm going to do is just copy the code for each of these and put them in VS Code, and we can see what they look like on a page on their own. All right, so we're here in VS Code, and I've copied the code from each one of those responses from the different LLMs. We've got Claude's, GPT, and Gemini just on different HTML files. So let's start with the one that finished first, which I believe was at Gemini. So what we're just going to do is right click on here and open with live server. Okay, let's have a look here. So we've got EcoFlow, home, benefits. It does scroll down to each one of these sections. Order now, it's got the price. It is very basic. So we've got EcoFlow Ultra Bottle, sip smarter, live healthier, effortlessly. Not bad. Put your product mock-up here, 119. So it's got the details. Experience the difference, purity in every sip, automatically. Your perfect drink, perfect time. So it's added these sections in. It's also added these, like the benefits that we listed. Images. It's also got this accordion, frequently asked questions. How does it sterilization? Overall, I would say not too bad, but also not the greatest. It's very basic, not very detailed or stylish, which is something we asked for. So let's check the next one. We'll jump back to VS Code and we'll just open that up as well. Okay, this is the next one. This was GPT's page that it generated. So this is where we are at the moment. Let me just check I've got this on 100%. I have. I was just thinking this is small, so quite a bad start for GPT, to be honest. EcoFlow Ultra Bottle, smart hydration made effortless. And then it's just got this little sentence here. Click on this, it takes us down. Pure every sip. Yeah, not the greatest, to be honest. It's got these sections, all smart in one bottle. Yeah, not too great. It's got these work. The FAQs work. And then it's got a footer here, which just takes you back to the top. Yeah, not too impressive from GPT. So let's look at the last one now, which is the one generated by Claude. Okay, and here we are at Claude, and already this looks way better than the other two, in my opinion. It's quite surprising. So they've put this sort of gradient on here, which gives it that premium feel, in my opinion. It's got the button over on the right-hand side. It's got that hover effect as well on the button, so you can see it sort of almost like glows with a shadow in the back. I would say the placement here is a lot better as well. It's even got this sort of pulsing animation here. I don't know if you can see that in this video, but it's kind of pulsing. Obviously, if you put your actual bottle there, it would be a lot better. The buttons just take you down to the bottom, which is cool. The other good thing about this is everything seems congruent, like the colours and styles they've used. Like they've got the blue, the black, and the grey. Why choose EcoFlow? Self-cleaning. Oh, you can see this animation as well, which is really good. Man, that's super impressive in my opinion. Premium features. This is also a lot better in my opinion. And then you've got some reviews here. I don't think I asked for them in the prompt, but you can check that, but that's quite cool as well. Then it's got the frequently asked questions, and everything looks formatted well here as well. And then get your EcoFlow $119. So I would say by far this is the best one in terms of like stylish. It still needs a bit of work, but very, very good start. Imagine if you gave it some assets and links to stuff, it would do a lot better job. Even like this is really cool, like the animation on this. So I would say this one definitely goes to Claude. Next, I would give it to Gemini, and then last place would be GPT. So let's jump into the next test that we want to do. Okay, and here's the test for the side-scrolling game. So the prompt is create a complete browser-based 2D side-scrolling platform game inspired by classic games like Super Mario, for example. The core gameplay features player movement left to right, jump, spacebar, gravity system, and jump physics. Obviously, all of this as well. I won't bore you with the details. UI and visual design include a header UI showing player health / lives. Use basic level theming, forest, desert, city, your choice. Game should look polished and professional. Tech requirements, all code must be in a single HTML file again. You can use external libraries this time, so maybe they've got like this GSAP or anime.js. There's also other things they could use, like I believe there's a JavaScript one that helps with 3D rendering. They can use whatever they want. Include HTML, CSS, and JavaScript inside one single file. The game must be playable and responsive in a modern browser. Add comments to explain the structures. So the goal is to create something playable and visually appealing overall. So I'm very interested to see how this one goes. I've got us 3 fresh new chats in each one of the models. So let's take this prompt, paste them in, and we can see how it does. Okay, I've pasted everything in, and let's see how these get on creating us a side-scrolling game. This one should be really interesting to see what we get back here. Okay, so it looks like GPT has finished and so is Gemini. They finished like almost exactly the same time, actually. And again, Claude is still going for it at the moment. Last time it did take the longest with the landing page, but it did give us the best results. And again, Claude is already opened up in the browser here. So let's do the same thing. Let's take them to VS Code and we will get them live on the browser and we can see what sort of results we get for each one of these. So we're just going to copy and paste them again. Okay, so this is GPT's one. We've got like a not bad looking game. We've got the health up on the top left, and then I believe we're the green block. So let me just click in here and we can move spacebar jumps. We've also got a little bit of sound effects. So let's see if we can actually make it up here. I don't think we can make it on top of this. So that's not too good. And that makes us lose a life there. And we can see the end. So let's just try and finish this to see what happens here. Looks quite cool actually for how quickly it done it, and then restart. So it looks like we've only got one level on this as well. Restart doesn't seem to be working either. So yep, let's just try and die once just to see what happens here. So I'll refresh it. So let's 1, 2, 3. So game over. And restart button seems to have not worked. All right, so that was not bad from GPT. Obviously not amazing, but there's something working there. It's got the jump functionality and you can side scroll. So let's try the next one. Okay, so Gemini's gave us this sort of retro feel here. We've got the lives in the top corner, Neon City platformer, and it's a side scroll like we asked. So it's in this box. This seems to be running smoother, and that's quite a cool effect. You can see like the bouncing effect on the block, and it can reach the platform. We can jump up here. So this one seems to be quite smooth, to be honest. Let's just try and complete the level. And there we go, you win. Okay, so we've only got one level. Let's try die. There's one. See, we've got 2 lives now, so it has actually got the functionality. Let's try again. And one last time. I don't know if we'll be able to reach that top one. We probably need to go back and hit one other one. Let's see here. Okay, game over, restart, and this one actually works. So I would say, again, this is better than GPT's. So Gemini is basically in the lead so far. Let's go back and get Claude's next. Okay, so Claude's already has got what looks like a better design, in my opinion. It's got like a face on the model, and there's also faces on here. They seem to be moving and static. Health up the top left, and then we've got a score, which is a timer, and it says up the top right, find the flag. We've also got this little controls down the bottom here, arrow, which is the keys. So basically left and right. And then we've got spacebar, jump, avoid enemies, and reach the flag. So simple. Let's give this a shot. So jumping works, but no sound effect here. It does move quite smoothly. You can also see there's like this little jumping effect on this, which is quite cool. And we need to avoid this. And this one seems like more finished in my opinion, although it's not got any sound effects, but let's try. Okay, victory. So amazing. And it actually gave us a score this time, 1057. So actually quite good. Let's try just bumping into one of these. That takes a life off. That's another life. And then there's 2. So, and it gave us a score as well. And then resets. So you can actually see there's an animation there when we hit. So let's just watch this. There's an animation when we go into one of the enemies. There's like a red blood effect almost. And that's quite cool as well. So I would actually say, again, Claude wins this. The overall UI is a lot better. It's got the functionality of a fully working game. It looks better in my opinion, and it's got like the instructions, a timer, and the health, and it's got the goal up the top right. So again, Claude takes this one. So Claude has taken the 2 tests so far. So let's jump over to the last one, which is create an N8N workflow, and we can copy that prompt and see what happens here. Okay, and this is the last test. So it's create an N8N workflow. And here's the prompt. So create a complete N8N workflow in JSON format that I can copy and paste directly into N8N to import and use. Now, this is one thing I've tried in the past, and it does give me mixed results. To be honest, I'm not too confident in any of the models here, but let's see how they got on. So the scenario, a user submits a quote request via an N8N webhook form. Based on their answers, we send a custom email, log in the lead in Google Sheets, notify sales on Slack, and optionally add the lead to a CRM. Form fields collected, this is the fields. The workflow steps, trigger the webhook node post that accepts the above form fields. Condition, if budget is high and urgency is high, send Gmail template A. If budget is low and urgency is low, send Gmail B. So it's giving it some logic here. So it's going to be interesting to see if it gets this right. Else, send the Gmail template C. So that's a few different templates we've got. Add the lead to the Google Sheets, append the row with all form data, send Slack messages to the sales team with a formatted summary of the lead. Optional, add a free CRM, Notion, Airtable of your choice. And then we've got the output requirement. So it must be valid JSON so that we can just copy and paste it. It must include the nodes for the webhook, if switch logic, Gmail or email, Google Sheets and Slack. Use mock credentials where needed. Structure the logic using clean and readable node naming. Ensure the JSON works when pasted into N8N. So the whole point of this is I don't actually want to build this workflow. I want to paste it in so that it's just ready to go. I'm not going to test this from start to finish. I just want to see what sort of response I get back from each one of these. So let's take this over into 3 fresh new chats and we can see what we get when we paste this in. Okay, so here we go. Let's send these on their way and we can see what we get back. Gemini is now finished. So we're just waiting on GPT, which seems to be setting up any workflow nodes. It's been doing this for a while, actually. I don't know if it's stopped or crashed. Okay, GPT seems to be finished. So it done a bit of thinking first and then it just quickly gave us the JSON here. So let's copy these one at a time into N8N and we can see what we get. So let's just start with Claude this time. So I'm just going to copy this and then I'll open up an N8N window. Okay, so here we are in the N8N window and I'm just going to quickly paste this in here. So I've literally copied that code and now I'm over the top here. Just make sure you click inside and then I'm just going to Command V on a Mac. So Problem importing workflow could not find property option. So bad start there for Claude. Let's try another one here before we try and fix it. Okay, next we have Gemini. Let's see what we've got. Same thing, just copy and paste. Problem importing workflow could not find property option. Again, not good. Okay, so now we're going to try and paste ChatGPT. Before we just try and put these in as JSON, let's see what happens. Okay, ChatGPT also never worked. So what we're going to try is just import these as JSON files. So I'm going to save each one of these as JSON files, and then we can take it from there. So, okay, so I did try copying and pasting each one of those JSON responses into an N8N workflow here. And unfortunately, all three of them actually failed. I also tried to create a JSON file for each one of the responses, and then tried to import it using the top right-hand corner here, using import from file. Again, all of them actually errored out, and none of them got the workflow or any nodes into the N8N workflow here. So unfortunately, all three of them failed on this task. And the whole point of this task was for it to generate me something that I could copy and paste. The point was not for me to go back and forward with it and see which one I could get working. I wanted it to give me something quickly and copy and paste it. Okay, and that is it for this video as well. So we've done the 3 tests there, and I think it's safe to say that Claude Opus 4 beat the 2 other models by quite a bit actually as well, specifically in the landing page builder and then on the side-scrolling game. Now on this, I only prompted them once, and imagine if you kept prompting them, you could actually get a lot better responses and results from all 3 of them. But in this case, I would say Claude Opus 4 beat the 2 of them. In terms of the N8N workflow, all 3 of them failed. But again, if you broke that down into simpler tasks, you would probably get what you're looking for. And you could probably get that from all 3 of the models as well, if you were just going back and forward with it, which is what you're supposed to actually do with these models. But we were just testing them to see what sort of results we get from this one prompt idea using the test that we ran. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you in the next one.